Hey family, welcome or welcome back to Kita's List. Today I'm talking about Black-owned media, or let me rephrase that: Black and Black-owned media. Because if there's one thing that the events of the last few months have taught us, is that it is way past time that we close ranks from not just a commercial perspective, but also from an information perspective, probably as well as every other perspective. But today I want to focus on a few sources that Black people can turn to for information. Okay. So the first source is this Black owned newsletter. It's called the Unapologetic Black Newsletter. And I found it via LinkedIn, right? But LinkedIn is not the only place you can look. This gentleman, his name is Kaffer J. I hope I've pronounced his first name correctly, but just in case I didn't, apologies. And I'm going to refer to him as Mr. J for the rest of this video because I don't want to butcher his name. So a lot of respect to Mr. J. This is his website. Um, and the page that I'm on now is his story. He's definitely very talented. Um, he's got some hip hop roots. He's involved in music and community justice, but he has this unapologetic Black newsletter where it's just straight, no chaser. He is he calls it unapologetic, and it is 100% unapologetic. So I would suggest that you check it out. He does a deep dive into different topics, and does a very good job in reporting. So I enjoy the Unapologetic Black newsletter, and I hope you will too. I will definitely put this in Kita's list under, let's say, media. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is Miami Times. Now, there's another um, there's another publication called, I think it's Miami News. Don't confuse that with this one. This is the Miami Times. It is family owned, it is Black owned. It has been around since 1923 and is still in the family. The person who founded it um, has passed on, but this publication is now in the hands of his great granddaughter. Now, Miami Times is obviously relevant to people who live there, but it's also relevant to others of us. Let me just take my picture out for a second. So you see this first story they have here: what to do when tensions, when political tensions rise at work. I'm pretty sure that's some advice many of us can use, because the last time I checked, I didn't see anybody looking at working at an all Black workplace or even an all one political party workplace. So, you know, politics is something that's on everybody's mind these days. And so that's probably an article that's something you should look at. Um, what I like too here is this Langston Hughes Black Nativity. If I was in the area, I would definitely try and go see that because I like Langston Hughes and I love Black theater. So check out the Miami Times. That will also be on Kita's list. And last but not least, oh my God, it's the OG. It's the OG, Roland Martin. Um, he has his own network that he put together, and you can see it via YouTube. It's called Black Star Network. His particular show is Roland Martin Unfiltered, daily digital show. Martin Unfiltered is truly, truly unfiltered. You know, when you own your own you can take the time to deep dive into topics. And so Roland does that. What I'm showing on the screen right now is a video that he did that I watched about how white, large white media exploits Black audiences and uses them to build up their channels and then just, drops you off once the channel is, hot and, making money and it's profitable because apparently once again we set the tone, right? So apparently we set the tone in media. Everybody flocks to where whatever Black people are watching, and it's understandable because apparently they're obsessed with us. So whatever we do, they're trying to see what it is and duplicate it. So if you put Black shows on your channel, you'll get a lot of watchers, and not all of those watchers are Black watchers. So that's what they did. And then after the channel was profitable and built up, they threw the Black shows away, and it's happening again with Tubi. So this breakdown is really, really interesting. And he talks about how, I don't know if it's in this video, it might be in a different video, but he talks about how Black owned media doesn't get its share of advertising dollars. Um, so started kidslist.com because I wanted to give back, but I also plan to make money from the advertising, right? And then that gives me money where I have disposable income to do some things in the Black community. So those are the types of initiatives that we need. And not just from me, from many, 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 many people. If we're all working that way, we don't have to worry about what somebody else has to say. And, speaking of what somebody else has to say, one point that Roland Martin made is that when you have investors from outside of the community, then those investors will have a say in what you can do. Okay. And because they're outside the community, there's going to be some clashes. Now, I'm adding in this part, there's going to be some clashes because they don't get it. They don't understand what you understand. And even if they do, as soon as you come up with something that makes any of them uncomfortable, then, they're going to want you to change it. So I highly suggest that you tune in to Uncle Roro, as some people affectionately call him, and look at these other Black owned media, um, Miami Times, and Unapologetic Black newspaper. And I do have to make an honorable mention of, because Keita's List is bringing together not just Black owned, but also Black managed or Black people who may not necessarily have owned the company, but they're out there doing the thing, and we want to bring them into the fold as well. Um, Maybe doing that helps them get to a position where they can own as well. So, one other source of information that I absolutely adore, and I know many of you do too, Joy Reid of MSNBC. Now, obviously, MSNBC is not Black owned, but Joy gives it to you straight. Okay. She is out here sounding the alarm all the time, telling Black people, you know, what is the perspective on certain stories. And every writer has their bias, right? So if you're Black and you tell things and you tell a story, you're not going to tell it exactly the same way as somebody who's not. So Joy keeps us on top of the politics. So yeah, those are 4 sources of information you can use. Yeah, let's show all of these Black media some love, and more importantly, use them as sources of the truth for our community. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Please like the channel, follow the channel, sign up at Keita's List. It's very important. We can't close ranks if you don't sign up. And it is free. It is free. There's a code on the site that you use to get your listing 100% free. Um, and Definitely want you to share this information with people. Um, And let's do what we should have been doing for a long, long time. Let's close ranks economically and now informationally, and do the darn thing. All right, guys, thank you for being here. Bye.